ingenuity in congruence with absolute technological prowess. The Technology Development Board is synonymous to trust and reliance. To give the much-needed thrust to the manufacturing and industrial revolution, TDB has helped convert innovative, precarious ideas into reality towards launching products and services in the market.
The mandate of this board is to provide financial assistance in terms of loan, equity or grants to those companies which come up with innovative technology solutions which are commercializable, or technologies which are imported from abroad but are adapted to Indian conditions. So it's a very unique organization and part of the Department of Science and Technology.
In its nascent stage, the government was not concentrated on the research and development for the industrial sector, and with little incentives, the companies were reluctant to spend on their own for in-house R&D, depending largely on imports. The government understood the need of the hour, and in 1994, it was decided that the cess collected under the R&D Cess Act 1986 would be used as funds for technology development and application. Further, in July 1996, 30 crores were allocated for the industry R&D, and to give it a great impetus, DST constituted the Technology Development Board for its implementation the very year in September. The statutory body TDB was mandated to promote development and commercialization of indigenous technology and adoption of imported technology for wider application. TDB since plays a proactive role by providing financial support to enterprises so as to commercialize their technology-oriented products and services. The Technology Development Board has emerged as the oldest promoter of first-generation technopreneurs and proved to be a game-changer in many crucial sectors such as pharmaceuticals and biotechnology, chemicals and fertilizers, information technology, electric mobility, medical devices, agriculture and technology infusion, energy and waste utilization, defense and aerospace, cybersecurity, infrastructure, and textile technologies.
Our takeaways from technology-focused venture capitalist fund is very remarkable. When we did the impact analysis of our investments, they were not for getting 5x or 6x or a 7x of our investment. It was the social impact. In 23 years history of TDB, we joined hand with almost supported, I would say, indirectly through VCFs, 131 startups. We gave jobs to almost 50,000 people, those who are in the technology. It's a very interesting outcomes which are there. Social impact was have a cascading impact on the growth of a venture capitalist economy in India.
The focus has always been on indigenized development and commercialization of key technologies.
The only criteria and the most important criteria for TDB will always be innovation of technology. It has to be something which is niche at that point of time. Like when we started 20 years back with Riva, it was niche. It was an idea which was, which was just growing. Today it has actually boomed. But at that point of time, TDB foresaw that this is the thing for the future. So for us, the most important part in anything is the technology. Once you have the technology in place, then we look at the other aspects. What is your team? Like how good is the team which can execute? Because you can have an excellent idea, but if you don't have a team which can execute it, it doesn't matter. Then we look at what is your wherewithal to manage it, whether you have the finances, because TDB funds up to 50% of the project cost. So we provide soft loans as a financial assistance, which is actually quite a lucrative terms. It is like 5% simple interest. For the project duration, you don't pay anything, only the interest is accrued. Then 1 year is a moratorium period. Then you pay off in 4.5 years, 9 6-monthly installments. So if you see a project duration where you're paying off is around 6 to 7 years at least. And when you look at 7 years at 5% simple interest, it is actually lower than inflation.
TDB offers its support to various industries in order to give a right impetus to them to move towards self-reliant India, while at the same time providing a platform to the companies adapting to the high standards to compete globally. Therefore, more often, the enterprise accruing the benefit are either a startup or an established company foraying towards something absolutely new and innovative with high capital investment.
Although we are open to proposals throughout the year, but sometimes needs are felt for some special calls. For example, when we had the agro-waste disaster in our country with crop burning raging, in Delhi NCR, so we felt that we should have a call for proposal for agro-waste management. It gives you a concentrated approach. Like we wait for calls throughout the year, but when we have a special call, then what happens is specific for a specific area. Say for example, 50 companies are applying. So then you have a concentration of 50 companies for one specific technology or one specific solution. So you have a better chance of picking the best out of that.
As a recent example, TDB was also working towards reaching out to various companies to mitigate the coronavirus effect on their end with a call for proposal.
And inviting applications from Indian companies having innovative technological solutions in various fields. It could be masks and sanitizers, it could be artificial intelligence, it could be ventilators, it could be diagnostic kits or medical devices.
An integral part of the Department of Science and Technology, the Technology Development Board has literally nurtured the business tycoons when they were in their early growth stage. Today, the same companies have not just achieved feats in their respective sectors, but have paved the way to being global leaders, bringing back a swelling exchequer into the nation. Our enormous population needs multiple approach to improve holistically. Healthcare remains one of the biggest challenges of our times. Therefore, the Department of Science and Technology has thought of development to the last mile. Perhaps this is why focus is enormous on Technology Development Board, DST's only statutory body that provides loans to high-risk businesses and fundamental science.
Most important contribution of TDB over the years has been specifically with reference to biotechnology. So where we have funded companies which have actually made a difference in not only the Indian pharma ecosystem, but across the globe. Like I'll give you a few examples. Like if you talk about any pharma big pharma Indian company, we talk about Bharat Biotech, we talk about Biocon, Ranbaxy, Cadila. We have funded them at some point of time, and especially when they were in the nascent stages. Like we have a company called Santa Biotech, which developed a hepatitis B vaccination, which resulted into the global prices for that vaccination coming down from $23 to $1, which was a huge impact on Indian health system.
Bharat Biotech, a company synonymous to hepatitis B vaccination. This biopharma giant has delivered over 3 billion vaccine doses all over the world. With 160 global patents and over 700 employees, Bharat Biotech is now a pioneer in the biotech sector. Little does anyone know that the infrastructure started with a humble beginning of 12.5 crores, entrusted by Equity Funding and Technology Development Board along with IDBI Bank. Trust was put in and a breakthrough was witnessed. Today, the company is the first to get the nod for human trials for coronavirus vaccine from the Drug Controller General of India.
We've had a long and successful relationship with the Technology Development Board. This relationship is more than 2 decades old when Bharat Biotech was funded for the hepatitis B vaccine. This funding was utilized for development and commercialization of hepatitis B vaccine. Our project was a great success. And this relationship is not just for one product, which is a hepatitis B vaccine, but it's also been instrumental in establishing Bharat Biotech as a global leading vaccines company. With that, we thank Technology Development Board for all their guidance and support.
The Technology Development Board identifies and supports early stage ideas and companies to support them with seed fund. Biocon India Limited, another biopharmaceutical giant, holds a whopping 1,120 patents and 860 trademarks. Biocon has a rich pipeline of biosimilars and novel biologics at various stages of development. The Technology Development Board extended their support to Biocon in the year 2002 for developing mycophenolate mofetil through clay fracture technology, an attractive treatment option including in hundreds of drugs due to its fast absorption in small intestine.
As a biotech pioneer, I've had the proud privilege of engaging and working with the TDB for over 4 decades. My experience with TDB have been fantastic, and I can tell you that TDB has played such an important role in the development of various technologies in our country. I look forward to celebrating many more rich and rewarding milestones that TDB will celebrate in the years ahead.
Another biopharma major to have been supported for early stage idea is Biological E Limited for H1B combination vaccine. Preventing the common bacterial infection, the combination vaccine is given to infants and children to protect them from H1B disease, tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, and polio. Technology Development Board understood that the vaccine needed indigenization to be affordable to the masses quickly and supported in its development.
So TDB loan really enabled us to develop the vaccine through clinic as well as build a facility to support the phase 3 material manufacturing facility, as well as the same facility would also support the commercial supply of the vaccine. And they visited our facility, reviewed all our developmental protocols and stage of technology, stage of the facility that was being built. So it has been a very good interaction with us, from us with TDB folks, and we would like to thank all the project managers and the people in the management, including the committee that reviewed our study protocols and plans, proposals.
To set up a state-of-the-art infrastructure for production of recombinant antigens, recombinant monoclonal antibodies and cell-derived antigens for their use in manufacturing of in vitro diagnostic assays, Yashraj Biotechnology Limited has been supported with half the project cost by Technology Development Board. These diagnostic assays are meant to help in crucial health issues like cancer, infectious diseases like hepatitis B and A, lifestyle disorders like diabetes and autoimmune disorders.
Today we have 32 recombinant products earning foreign exchange for the country. We at Yashraj Biotechnology Limited is always in debt to TDB as it helped us and continue to help us in financial support for our project as last as 16 years.
Besides these known biopharma companies, TDB is also looking at startups that have innovative technology to offer.
Most of them, they are approaching a startup company, they are approaching TDB. So they have a very good idea and technology. So they are not having a financial support to make it a concept to product. So as a TDB, we are supporting financially to make them their vision happen to meet the societal need.
To help companies further, TDB is hand-holding them in many different ways possible, including collaborating and associating with the market directly.
We as a TDB, we are always there with our industry partners. We are always there to support them in most possible ways that we can do. There are funding mechanisms, and beyond the funding mechanism, we have a partnership with some R&D and financial institutes which let them grow in a way they should come out.
Within India, we have signed certain MOUs with organizations like FICCI, PhD Chamber of Commerce, Textile, etc. But as far as the international organizations are concerned, we have signed one MOU with BPI France, which is a public investment bank which finances business, which is to be managed by CEFIPRA. CEFIPRA is a binational organization which facilitates bilateral cooperation in science and technology.
Through biopharma sector, the Technology Development Board has touched the lives of millions of population. It is hoped that soon the Indian biopharma would be able to cater to the rising world demand. Innovations and technologies in this country has catapulted significantly in the recent past. The Technology Development Board has been mandated to identify innovations at an early stage, even if it requires to take the risk in realizing the foresight. India's robust defense system is constantly upgraded and enhanced. Anticipating that the future security would need infusion of latest technology, the Technology Development Board has extended their support to Tata Power Company Limited, Strategic Engineering Division, for setting up a defense manufacturing facility at 50 acres land at Vimagal Industrial Area, Kolar District, Karnataka. The facility will be used for manufacturing and integrating of high volumes and large systems for various ongoing and upcoming programs like IEWS-MT, Tactical Communication System, Battlefield Management System, and rocket and missile launchers.
Tata Power Strategic Engineering Division would like to thank the Technology Development Board under it for a large loan that they extended to us. This has helped us set up a state-of-the-art machinery to produce weapon systems for the country, for the defense of the country, as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this is a great help extended to us by the Technology Development Board. And this loan has reiterated and convinced the management and the shareholders that yes, this is indeed a good step that the SED, the Strategic Engineering Division of the Tata Power, is taking up.
The modern airborne system requires detection and tracking a target. The RF sensors, or seekers as they are called, are essentially a high-end microwave radar mounted on the nose of an airborne system. TDB has supported its development and manufacturing by giving financial support to VEM Technologies Private Limited in Hyderabad. These RF seekers can track the target at any angle, velocity and range.
So R&D in aerospace and defense is highly capital intensive. RF Seeker is a system of systems comprising of varied technologies, specialized processes and infrastructure. TDB project funding was a big support.
From defense and sensors to information technology, the Technology Development Board is sector agnostic. TDB's support to Soft Tech Engineers Private Limited Pune is helping develop and commercialize an e-commerce portal to provide design for professional depth and information about building bylaws and building plan approvals. A one-stop solution to address current pain areas in construction project feasibility and building permits during conception and design stages in the world of architecture, engineering and construction space.
We could align the product to the market needs with the help of TDB funding, which was at a very low rate, and it was for innovations because we could not raise the physical collaterals required for any funding from the banks and all. And that was very, very difficult for first generation entrepreneurs like us. The TDB team which was associated for this funding was very, very helpful when we took it first time. We could be guided by them very nicely in terms of what are the requirements and how the innovations could be funded by them.
Cutting sheet metals is a basic process applied across innumerable manufacturing industries. Due to its efficiency, carbon dioxide laser machines are deployed rampantly. Sahajanand Laser Technology Limited at Gandhinagar has developed fiber lasers that can easily replace the traditional laser machines. TDB has funded the enterprise to produce in-house medium to high power 1 micron continuous wave fiber laser.
This is also the first time in India to make a laser source in-house. Company has commercialized first project in 2015 and we paid, including the royalty, end of the 2015.
With social consciousness, the Technology Development Board, in partnership with the Indian Division of Department for International Development (UK), collaborated to support inclusive, innovative solutions through innovative ventures and technologies for development Invent platform.
The basic mandate of this program is to create a technology entrepreneurship in the low-income states. So, to promote the technology entrepreneurship and innovation, Department of International Development UK has given a technical assistance of around £5 million to TDB to implement this program.
The mandate was to develop 160 entrepreneurs, out of which a proud 150 got incubated successfully and 75 startups raised funding worth 14 crores. As a token of acknowledgement and appreciation to the industrial concern, TDB since 1999 introduced national awards in 3 categories.
What we see in the evaluation, some of the evaluation criteria, that how this technology has been impacted to the society, how it is relevant to the national importance, goals and all these things. So it is very important thing to give the encouragement to these startups, which is not fully commercialized but also in the verge of the commercialization.
The Technology Development Board is an integral part of Department of Science and Technology that celebrates its golden jubilee. And why not? After all, TDB adds the valor and vigorous approach to DST's proud portfolio.
The last 50 years have been truly foundational for science and technology in this country, but the next 50 years are going to be truly amazing because of the demographic dividend that we have, the rise of our economy, the positivity and the empowerment. So I am certain that together, all our scientists working together with DST serving them in the best manner possible, that would be transformational. I haven't any doubt that this journey is going to be exciting. It is going to be empowering for our society and for our country. Let us do it together, and we will.
The Technology Development Board, with its chalice of abundant opportunities, is infusing life in every elemental unit in the country to translate this very vision, and perhaps takes it one step further to commercialize and export the indigenized products, be it risk-taking or overcoming challenges. The Technology Development Board synergizes, nurtures and fosters innovative technologies to prosper into a glorious reality.